I saw a video kept getting recommended to me, so I think the first thing we're gonna do tonight is just watch that video. There might have been like a few versions of this video that I was exposed to that were being recommended to me, but this was like the main one. But yeah, you can see our boy Drake, not my boy, some people's boy, not my boy. And this is Jagmeet Singh, who is the kind of the leader of the center left kind of party in Canada. They're the third party, so they're a little bit more progressive. They have pretty progressive roots, but seems like there's kind of consultants in charge of the party now that kind of make them act a lot more like centrist. So I don't know, but they're pretty good. They're pretty all right. And I have like his party has no power right now. He's not even the leader of his party anymore. This is like the former leader. So I have no idea why he's Canadian like Drake. He's brown like Drake. I don't see what the we're gonna find out what's going on here. There's some kind of beef. Something's happening. I don't know how Jugmeat got involved in all this, but we're gonna find out. We're gonna find out what the hell is happening. I heard Drake was beefing with Canada or something. So that's pretty funny. So we're gonna we're gonna see what kind of L's Drake is catching this time. All right, it'll be a fun class activity. Let's see what the hell is this about? Already like Jugmeat has the beard of a real one. Jugmeat has the beard of like a warrior. You know what I mean? Drake has like I was gonna. This is like slut shaming, so I'm not gonna like. He has the beard of a fuck boy. That's what I was gonna say. I was gonna say man slut, but that's not. That's doing man sluts dirty. Honestly, that's just like a little fuck boy, little fake enhanced beard, AI enhanced beard. He walks around with in real life. I don't know. I like Jugmeat's beard game a little bit better here, honestly. Um, yeah, I just think Drake's kind of a fake human. Anyway, let's just watch this before I like upset everyone with my rambling. Okay. Um yeah, let's see what the hell is going on with Drake. What did you do, Drake? Why are you beefing with Canada? Why did you drag Jugmeat into this? I'm pretty sure he's like retiring or so. I don't know. Just leave him alone. But let's see what you say.
Hey everyone, Anthony Fantano here, internet's busiest music nerd. I hope you're doing well. If you
I'm all
lived
right,
in
Anthony.
Toronto,
Thanks for
maybe one
asking.
thing that you did this past weekend was you went to Kendrick Lamar's performance out there with SZA because, yes, currently
Nice.
Kendrick Lamar is in the midst of a big multi-arena tour with the current
Yo,
queen of R&B.
Kendrick
Can I say
and
that? But
SZA,
yeah,
that'd be
Kendrick has
sick.
been in the midst of this really big tour.
I didn't
Haven't
know
really
they'd
had much
touring
to say about it
together.
because seemingly from the outside, it seems to be just going down without a hitch. Very little in the way of any drama or speed bumps, even with this tour happening in the wake of the whole big Drake beef. Now, one of these dates actually happened to go down in Toronto this past weekend, and there was a lot of silliness and zaniness to come out of the goings on around the show. Multiple viral videos hit social media, specifically Twitter, of Aubrey's Angels, Ovi Hose, whatever you want to call them, filming themselves outside of the venue and just generally being weird.
I'm here to prove that hometown Drizzy Drake Champagne Poppy 6 got the GOAT. Hey, Kendrick ain't coming to my city. Kendrick coming to our city and doing this.
But this story is about something.
Can I just say, deranged Drake fans who like show up at a Kendrick concert to protest, those are Trump voters. I feel like if your brain is so cooked that like what gets you mad, what gets you activated, like the thing you're gonna go protest is like Kendrick having a just like a mainstream rapper having a concert. Like, what are you doing? What are you doing? How is Drake your cause? How is Drake's like Fifi's what you're out there to stand up for? I don't know. The already I'm like, wow, these people are really stupid, aren't they? Something's wrong. These people are highly like all of these people vote conservative is what I'm saying, I think. Or don't vote. More likely they just don't vote. But I don't know. To have that kind of brain poisoning that at this date in 2025 like with all the stuff going on in the world, like even in Canada, they just got a new government. The government's doing like a bunch of sketchy stuff. They're like caving into Trump and like making it law that police can go through everyone's mail and stuff to like, they're basically saying we're going to turn up this surveillance state and, not give anyone any privacy because then we can like give the US government, the information and all that. Like there's some sketchy stuff going on in Canada as I understand it right now. But these guys are out here for Drake. So yeah, brains cooked. And in fact, like I do want to frame this whole thing as a fucking distraction cuz like if you live in Toronto and you're more concerned with Drake than your own government or the American government or like I don't know, the Israeli government trying to start a war with Iran, like there's so many things you could be focused on. We got a hot New York mayor race, like it's kind of sad. It's it's kind of sad people think like, "Oh, I'm going to go stand up for Drake. He needs my support." No, he doesn't. No, he doesn't. Why would this is the other thing. Why would Canadians even stand up for Drake? Like what because he bit the style of like the Caribbean communities in Toronto in some of his rap songs? Like he's just a culture vulture and sells out to American corporations and makes American corporations a lot of money. Like why would Canadians have any like fealty, any like loyalty to Drake when all he does is like culture vulture, not even just like specifically Toronto, but he definitely culture vultures Toronto. But he's in Atlanta, he's all over the place doing that shit. But all he's done is made a bunch of money for American corporations and himself. Like he's never done anything for any of these people and they're still out there. That's what I mean, is they're Trump supporters. Like it's the same thing that allows like people to go like protest in favor of Trump when Trump has done everything to hurt them. It's like these people are like in a rage over Drake. Drake's done shit all for them. Drake's never done anything for them. In fact, he's like his actions, have been a net negative in terms of like the way he's like pushed the industry. Like if you can consider yourself like a hip hop fan, it's like he's not like fucking the Hitler of hip hop. I'm not saying he's like he single-handedly ruined the whole thing, but it's like he's certainly not like elevating the culture and the communities and whatnot, He's not fucking going to volunteer at food banks like he's Tupac or something, right? Like, I don't know. Anyway, we're gonna see what the hell we're talking about here. I think this is mostly gonna be about Drake's fifis, but I hope we get some funny clips of Drake fans losing their minds. That's what I'm really here for.
Something that went down inside the venue. One particular attendee, that would be one Jagmeet Singh.
Oh, Jagmeet was there. That's why he's in this. That's hilarious. Jagmeet, because he's from like Vancouver area. He's from like the West Coast, so I don't know what the hell he's doing. I don't know what the hell he's doing in Toronto. This is already getting spicy. What's going on?
Canadian politician, former federal leader of the NDP, which is a pretty progressive party over there. Yes, I guess he was one of many ticket buyers at the Kendrick show that night, but here's the problem. I guess he's also a Drake fan or has messed with Drake's music in the past, which like I mean, I know when
there's so much Drake
on the internet,
music.
it is true. Like you could basically look up Drake or Kendrick on social media on any given day and see hardcore fans of both artists like in the comments of any given post, just kind of going at each other's throats. And while yes, I do personally have my own preference in terms of who is the better artist and who kind of came out the victor in that beef. I think your average person kind of listening to either artist is like mostly neutral toward the other. I don't think the very loud groups of people fighting with each other on the internet is indicative of your average casual music listener and fan of either artist. I mean, looking at Kendrick and a lot of his numbers right now, he is more popular than he's ever.
I mean, sorry, but just the idea that you have to like that you can't listen to Kendrick if you're a Drake fan, or you can't listen to Drake if you're a Kendrick fan. That's like some CIA op shit. That's like some let's like cause that's some divide and conquer shit. That's like let's cause disunity. Let's like make this like instead of hip hop in some sense like rallying, having any potential to rally behind like a political candidate or a movement like Black Lives Matter or anything like that. Instead of anything like that, let's just like create a media debacle that like results in a bunch of people being at each other's throat. Like that's what this sounds like to me. Like it's so irrational to be like, yeah, like if you're a Kendrick fan, you hate Drake, and if you're a Drake fan, you hate Ken. It's like people are just people and they like music and stuff. That's what's going on in reality for the most part. Unless like again, some of these people are clearly very brain poisoned. But those people, at least in Toronto, they seem to be, there's more brain poison Drake fans in Toronto than brain poison Kendrick fans, but there's probably 100 times or 1,000 times as many just like normal people who like hip hop or like dance music or whatever.
Ever been. Drake commercially is still doing very well. And I don't think both of these artists would be currently as successful as they are if the beef between both of them resulted in this outcome where people were just like completely diametrically opposed and refusing to listen to the other artist as a result of everything that was
Right.
said and what happened. Regardless of any previous favoritism Singh has shown toward Drake, he's most likely in the same boat that a lot of music listeners are, in that he enjoys some Drake, especially with him being from Canada, and most likely he enjoys some Kendrick too. Again, in this day and age, most mainstream hip hop listeners are most likely listening to a
It's just like as like context too, Jugmeet is like the most soft spoken, like sweet sound. Like it's almost it's like his fault as a politician. Like he's a lot more progressive than he sounds. He really does sound like the liberal, like kumbaya, let's all hold hands and get along, peace and love, whatever, like right? So and he's just like really laid back and sweet and earnest, and it's like the the idea if this is gonna like amount to like Drake calling him out or something like that, that's gonna be hilarious.
bit of Kendrick and a bit of Drake. But apparently when Singh does it and goes out to a Kendrick concert, it's a problem because apparently he went to this show and maybe one or a few people were taking like some creep shots of him in the crowd in attendance, which is
Poor
an
guy.
unfortunate thing when it comes to kind of like being a public figure and just being out and about in the world or at a concert. I've had this happen to me. It's weird, it's corny, it's dumb. I don't know why people do it. I mean, on some level, I understand this guy being a politician and having served the public in the way that he did, that there's going to be some interest in where he is and what he's doing to a degree. But in this capacity, he's just being like a regular dude at a show. We don't need to like creep shot him and post it to the internet. It's really not that big a
I bet his
deal. But
wife is a
apparently this
SZA fan
picture
or
made the
something.
rounds and even caught the eye of Champagne Poppy
He's got a cool
himself,
wife.
which led Drake to DM him, telling him he's a goof. And then after this, with Drake
He's seriously beefing with Jagmeet Singh. That's so fucking funny. Oh my god. It's like the equivalent of like oh man, what's an example I could give? It's like beefing with like the Queen of England or something. It's like, what are you doing, Drake? This is like a soft-spoken, like kindly like person who has like basically nothing to do with hip hop, and you're just going after. It's so stupid. That's insane. Why would you have all the people to like go after? Man, Drake is just like an L machine. Holy shit.
having learned the lesson of messaging someone like this, he decided to post it to the internet immediately rather than allowing Mr. Singh here the opportunity to go online to
Wait a sec. Scrolling back in this
like
conversation
this.
too.
He decided to post it to the
Literally, Jagmeet Singh said honored. Thanks for the follow, brother. Drake never answers, waits 6 years to answer, and then bash it. Like, Drake is just a dick. He's just a fucking dick.
Internet immediately, rather than allowing Mr. Singh here the opportunity to go online.
Protests are not really.
That's like, sorry, that's literally the most fucking Jagmeet coded message. Like, I pray for you, brother. Thank you for for following me. And he's like, fuck you.
To claim that Drake sent him a cookie recipe. Drake was really thinking on that one. He just like nipped it in the bud, prevented that from even happening. If I DM somebody that they're a goof and I allow no time to pass and I share it to the internet immediately, that saves me embarrassment. When, no, in fact, this is like still embarrassing, especially like the weird non-exchange going on here over the course of years, given that Singh has like, I guess, mentioned him in stories and he followed him and then thanked him for the follow. And Drake is like not responding, not engaging, not anything. And then afterwards, when this man, like a normal hip hop listener, enjoys you as well as Kendrick and might show up to a Kendrick show, you decide to come through and insult him. You seemingly made no effort here to reach out.
I think Drake is CIA. Like, what is going on?
At least on this platform, I don't know. And what, you're expecting some kind of like weird loyalty out of him? That,
just to be clear, Jagmeet Singh has gotten universal child care and universal dental care for Canadians in like the last, like, I don't know, 5 years. Like Jagmeet, because the Liberal Party, the centrist party, they had a minority, so to get the majority they needed to pass bills, they had to work with Jagmeet's party for years. And as part of that agreement, Jagmeet would like force them to like every once in a while do something that's actually good. So like, this is somebody who's actually like, if you're a Canadian, this is somebody who's actually helped you like tangibly. They've saved you money. They've made having a family easier. And then you have Drake, who's, again, all he's done is been a culture vulture and make money for multinational, chiefly American corporations. And you're supposed to side with Drake, who's picking the fight. Also, like, Jagmeet didn't even do anything. He just went to a concert. Like, what the fuck?
Again, despite no interaction or connection beyond you following him, he's supposed to be like, oh, I would never listen to Kendrick. I'd never go to a Kendrick show because I just love Drake so much. Now, honestly, I feel like if it all stopped here, this would be yet another bad look for Drake. One that further proves that he is actually completely emotional and torn up about this beef, about not like us being popular, about the aftermath of everything having to do with Kendrick. Like, he's still clearly thinking about it to this day, if behind the scenes he's trying to police other people's behaviors and just being like, But what's even worse is that Jagmeet Singh had the worst possible response to all of this, a public apology that he posted to Instagram to
see, this is the problem with Jagmeet. This is the problem with he means well. He's just a softie. He's just too much of a fucking softie.
Away his attendance at the concert. I went for SZA, not Kendrick. I was born in this city. I love this city. Okay, look, I love SZA. I respect SZA. She's made some incredible music, and you know, this is not like a slight against her whatsoever. I think she would probably agree with this as well. But like, very few people are just going to that show for SZA. SZA has a lot of fans. Most likely, not a lot of people are going to that show just for Kendrick too. They're like peanut butter and fucking jelly. Like, what are you doing? What are you saying? What kind of BS is, I just went for SZA, not Kendrick. When the Kendrick songs were playing, I was covering my ears and going, blah, 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 blah. I refuse to listen to a single note of Kendrick's music. I'm just here for SZA. Also, I was born in this city. I love this city, which like,
this is a hilarious... It's hilarious because I think the thought here is that like Jagmeet thinks it's like politically correct to side with Drake because Drake is more popular than Kendrick in Canada, but I don't even know if that's true. Like if you're just the average hip hop fan, like if you're just a pop music person, then you probably like relate to Drake more, which is like true in America as well, right? Like just people who aren't really into hip hop but like I don't know, go to clubs and hear Drake songs or whatever, they like it. Like that's like a demographic. But if you're like the people who really pay attention and listen to this shit, which is quite a, just like not even like super close attention, but just like a hip hop fan in general, like there's a lot of those in Canada, and I feel like most of them probably prefer Kendrick, overall. So I don't even know if this is good like messaging, because also like Drake has like a lot of Drake's allies are kind of like conspicuously right wing, like they're conspicuously conservative. So I just don't like this. I think this is another example of like centrist messaging. It's like, no, just kind of just reject Drake, honestly, or just like don't say anything, say this is stupid.
I love this city, which, like, look, I understand Drake's cultural importance to the city of Toronto, and that,
I honestly
hip hop
don't.
wise, he's really helped, like, put it on the map. We're talking about a multi platinum selling rap artist here. Yes, he's not like the man who founded the city. Like, going out to a Kendrick concert shouldn't be interpreted as an insult.
And he sold multi-platinum or whatever in America, not like most of his sales, most of his success has been in America. It's not been in Canada.
To the city itself. If it really was, if you actually did feel that way, then number one, you wouldn't have gone in the first place. Number two, I don't know, there probably would have been like some kind of political or public outcry from people saying, we can't let Kendrick play in this city, not
Yeah,
after the way he
exactly.
disrespected Drake.
Exactly. Why would Jugmeet apologize when it's pretty obvious that there wasn't like a big like people wanted Kendrick to in general to perform there and anyway, you know what I mean? Like why is Jugmeet being like more reactionary than like the average like why not just like follow what the public is saying at least, cuz clearly the public doesn't care. This is just I should have known this wouldn't really be a beef. It would just be Jugmeet like not wanting any conflict because he's a sweetie and fucking Drake being insane.
I mean, where were the protests? Where was like, the citywide public action to prevent Kendrick from stepping foot inside Toronto?
These are two grown men. Their beef has nothing to do with me. I'm still gonna come to this concert.
Kendrick all day. I love Drake though, but Kendrick is where it's at.
Do you think he's going to perform Not Like Us tonight?
For sure, and I think the whole stadium's going crazy.
I love Drake for sure. I love music, and I love Drake's music. But I think music goes a bit beyond personal grudges, so that's why we're here.
But real talk, I get it. I shouldn't have gone at all. Dude, how are you being shamed into saying this? Especially
Wow.
considering there were thousands and thousands of other people there in attendance. Are you saying everyone there at the show should have been ashamed to be there because the fact that they live in or around Toronto means that they have to like show fealty to Drake? What, is Drake the king of Toronto? Does he like lord over everyone who lives there? Like, there are Drake fans who live out in California. Drake, if he wanted to right now, could probably play a show out there. I mean, I don't know if there'd be some crazy drama there as a result of that happening due to the beef. Most likely, yes. Like, I know Drake and his connections and the OVO cult are very loud and very aggressive.
Maybe that's what it's about, is like Drake is upset that Drake can't play shows in California, but Kendrick can play shows in Toronto. Because it's true, but like maybe that's what it's really about here.
About the Kendrick stuff as of late. But I mean, these are not normal people. Normal people
No.
who probably enjoy Kendrick and Drake were at that concert. Normal people are just like walking the streets every day, completely ambivalent to all of this, because as entertaining and as interesting as all of it is, in the grander scheme of things, it doesn't fucking matter. Or at least it doesn't matter so much that you should be afraid to step foot in a concert. OVO and Drake have lifted up this city and Canada. For me, it'll always be Drake over Kendrick. But like, what kind of uplifting are we talking about when
Yeah.
we're having to, behind the scenes, police people's behavior, and the behavior is going to a show. That's so unbelievably cringe and corny. But I guess in the end, Drake kind of got what he wanted, and that was Mr. Singh here groveling on his knees, just being like, no, Mr. Drake, please, please don't call me a goof. I love the city and I love you. It's all.
I think that's the thing. Singh has like a predisposition to not wanting to create any controversy. He doesn't want to like polarize anything. He doesn't like, even, I think that he knows that most people don't care, but he doesn't want to like, he doesn't, because it's not about what he says. Again, he's a progressive guy, he's a brown guy. If he gives the media anything to run with, the media will spin him as some kind of anti-Canadian demon. You know what I mean? They're like him going to a Kendrick concert is like him being a traitor to Canada or something. That's like, and he just doesn't want any kind of controversy, any kind of polarization over all of that. Even though he knows that most people wouldn't care. Like most people don't care, but if the media like spins it in a dishonest way, then like enough people would care who don't know anything about hip hop in general, right? It's not like the media doesn't have to spin it to get Drake fans mad at Jagmeet Singh. The media will spin it, and then like people who don't know anything about hip hop or just are conservative or reactionary in general will use it as like a wedge to attack Jagmeet with, and he doesn't want that. On the other hand, you have to wonder like, is Jagmeet like creating more polar, like is it now like people like me or people like the broader hip hop fan base who are like generally more sympathetic to Kendrick, like is that just going to turn all of them against him? Like, you know what I mean? Has he like has he, in his attempt to not like piss off the smaller side of this, has he in the process like pissed off the bigger side, the bigger group a little bit against him? I don't know. It'd be an interesting calculus. But anyway, he's not the federal leader of that party anymore, but you can kind of see why his leadership was not you know, as aggressive as it needs to be. And I mean, we're going to talk about Zoran after this, so we'll see an example of somebody who's got a little harder of a fight in him, I'd
Always
say.
going to be Drake over Kendrick for me. How sad, how pitiful, and honestly, like on some level, a lie. Because I swear, if there's even a single second of footage of this man enjoying one of the Kendrick songs at this show, that's it. And for now, I'm just going to leave it there. Let me know what you think about all this in the comments. I'm sure you will.
I think it was
Over here next to
silly.
my head is another video that you can check out. Hit that up or the link to subscribe to the channel.
I
Anthony
think
Fantano, Drake, Jagmeet Singh, forever.
I think that video would have been better if he made more of a like if he it's responsible of him to make it about the actual issue, to talk about how Jagmeet Singh probably should have stood up more. I wish this video was more of this. I wish this video was more of the unhinged, insane Drake fan. And by the way, there were like I heard some story that like they were trying to raise money and like give out Drake hoodies or something, but then like not many people showed up and they went into debt. So then like the Drake fans were like begging people for money online because they went into debt organizing this failed protest at the Kendrick concert. I don't know. It was all very sad. And again, it just makes me think like, how brain poisoned are these people? Like, if they're willing to go to bat this hard, if they're willing to go $10,000 in debt to protest a Kendrick concert for Drake, like, what are they going to be willing to do for like some goonish politician who like they think is, for whatever reason, is on their, you know what I mean? I don't know. It's creepy to me. It's like Drake hasn't done shit for you people. What the hell are you doing? Anyway, that's that segment, I guess.